What's up, guys? Today we are going to look at some offlane Sand King in this very high MMR match. This game featured, yeah, I don't know. Somebody on my team must have been EU ranked because this is RTZ Smurf, I've learned, and they also had, this is like Parker, I think, on I think BetBoom, whoever just lost in the South American qualifier. Some other top 100 player, and yeah, we only had this is Fly on Shadow Demon. So high rank match, you can see it looks like we kind of stomped, but I'm gonna be real, this game was hard, even though their Kunkka was griefing. The rest of them were all trying. Their Kunkka, or their Rubik was not griefing. He just died a lot. But their Kunkka, I don't know, he played, but he just was useless and went crappy items. So but it was really high rank game nonetheless, and it was still hard at the time. So I feel like it's still valuable to kind of take a look at it in terms of, you know, how we played and how we generally succeeded in the game. All right, and we got countered in lane as well. So Jug is a classic counter. The reason that this lane doesn't go that poorly is because they have a position 5 Rubik, who's not a particularly good laner. They don't have any slows, so I can pretty much always get out of I can pretty much always get out of spin if I want. You can see level 1 spin doesn't do too much damage. It wasn't ideal, but I fly myself out a salve with the starting gold, and you know, it's not a huge deal. We almost killed the Rubik. We didn't fully kill him. That's life. I shouldn't have taken a tower shot. I should have backed off a little earlier, but it's okay. And you can see the Jug's owning on CS, right? But we do have the lane coming back, so you just have to recognize that it's kind of okay. Don't put yourself out of position just because you're temporarily doing bad. Just do what you can, and you know, if the lane hadn't been getting fixed, then you know that would have been super shitty. But otherwise, you know, it's really good. You take out the stick just to kind of survive a little bit from the spells they're going to be casting. You know, have a little bit of burst if they go on us, a burst heal, I mean. And then to be able to sustain my mana a little bit. And I do fly out another Mango, just because it's important to have kill threat on the Rubik, because it's kind of how we succeed in this lane is going to be killing the Rubik. So you can see again, we kind of kill him. Notice I didn't dive the tower there. I didn't even care if he died or not. If he had had another Fairy Fire and my Sky didn't get the kill, I would have been fine with that actually, because their position 5 goes down to 10 HP. You know, he either has to waste time and health getting it back, or he has to I don't know, he's gonna end up feeding some other way that doesn't require a huge commitment. And for the skill build, I went 2 points in stun just because they had this Rubik and I had this Sky, a support with a lot of kill threat. Hero's trying to bait the Rubik backwards, but he was not falling for it. But that's why I went 2 points in stun. I wouldn't normally do that, but we had a lot of kill potential on their position 5, so I thought it was worth it. And here we got a nice kill on the Jug. Oh no, we didn't kill him. Barely. That's kind of crazy. It feels like that guy should not have been able to survive that. How did he even survive this? I feel like high MMR players just somehow have more HP all the time. What exactly happens here? So we get silent stun. Oh, he has a Fairy Fire and stick charges. And then he spins. Oh, and the healing ward, the healing ward being out when it did, prevented that last right click from Sky from killing him. It's pretty wild, actually. Like I said before, even if you don't kill him, even if it's the core, it's not a huge deal. He has to play super passive now. He can't really, do a whole lot. And now the lane's pulled back, so, he's not, effectively CSing during this time. So it's, not a huge deal. I don't know what happened to my Sky there. I'm not really sure what's happening. I think maybe he was just low, so he wanted to go back. Sometimes, his position 4, when you're, completely out of resources, on a hero like Sky, you just, it's better to just die and go back to base than, stick around with no mana. So maybe that's what happened. This guy was good. I'm not, flaming him. So I'm alone here. Not too big a deal. You can always, spin. You see the Jug barely lives again. You know, life is hard. I do get killed for this, but, you know, it did force their Kunkka bottom, which, I don't know, for a hero that was already, I was really low, right? I had used, everything, so I don't even mind that death too much, because it, forced a rotation. It wasn't Jug, solo killed me for free. So, not too bad. I come back to a big double wave, so that death overall is, not the worst thing in the world. And so here I have my boots, and, I can kind of go whatever items I want, get a nice stack going. And, you know, this puts me in a pretty solid position, I think. Like, even though I've died once or twice. Okay, I'm the lowest core, because I'm bad at this game. Here, my Skywrath literally blocks me. I was very sad. He was a little upset, but I was like, dude, you were, like, literally in my way. I don't know what you want me to do. It's life. It's life, it's life. It's okay if you mess up, even in high MMR like 8K games, guys. It's not the end of the world. I'm testing some farm, not a big deal. Don't let them get away with free stuff, right? Like, this Jug was not going to kill me, so it's, like, okay for me to, like, just contest this farm there. Maybe if he had Dust and Omni Slash, he could have, but, like, he doesn't have Dust, right? I probably checked at some point. And this is what you do, like, on Sand King, if you're just chilling, right? I'm, like, not in a winning lane. The Jug is doing the efficient thing and shoving it in and then jungling. And you can do the same thing, like, from a defensive perspective. Like, you can jungle, and then when they shove it in, you go to the lane, and you don't miss out, like, way more than, like, the Jug. Like, the Jug, net worth-wise, is, like, farming an extra small camp over me. Maybe he goes to the medium camp, right? Like, I'm not going to be farming quite as fast as Jug at this phase in the game. But, that's how you get, like, a lot more out of, like, the lane than you would otherwise, like, mixing in that big camp. So, see, here, I just do it again. Like, I don't see the Jug. I assume he's going to be there. So I just go and, like, farm some more. With Max Sandstorm, you can kind of tank Ancients. Or, not tank, but take. It's a little slow, but, you know, notice I did it. You know, just took a casual Ancient camp. Didn't lose a ton of HP. And I'm just waiting for the Jug to push it in. And, like, notice I have, like, a huge wave here. Like, even though I didn't, like, go to the lane, I'm still, like, getting all the net benefits of the lane, essentially. And that allows me to get the super early blink, even though I'm, like, 0-1. 3 assists, which is decent on Rubik, but, we get a really nice kill on the Jug. I think he just, like... He probably just wrote off the Skywrath as ever coming back because the Sky, like, bounced. But, you know, Sky eventually did come back. I feel like he could have come back a little sooner, but it's okay. I'm sure he was doing important stuff. And now that I have my Blink, I'm looking to rotate. Although I don't have my ultimate. So when I don't have my ultimate and I'm, like, the Sand King, I'm a little less, like, willing to, like, just go rotate. Here, this was a really good opportunity where I completely missed my stun, but it doesn't matter. Maybe I wasn't even needed there, but, like, you could see they were, like, way overcommitted, so, like, I didn't mind, like, TPing, because that was, like, definitely going to be kills, and if I was needed, it would have been, like, pretty nice. So here we're just kind of looking for the Jug. If I, like, stun, and then we get the Skywrath Silence off of it, it's, like, pretty good. We can do a lot of damage, if not, like, outright kill him, even without my ultimate. But we don't find him, because he hides. I don't have a TP, so I can't really go anywhere else. So, like, something's happening top, but, like, there's really not a whole lot I can do. And here we killed the Jug again. He didn't to respect the Sky again, I guess. Just being there, because, like, we chain stun to silence him. He really cannot get away with my ultimates. And so this phase of the game, it's like, what do you buy, right? Like, your Sand King, you have your dagger. It's like, how greedy do you want to go? Do you want to go, like, Boots of Travel and, like, split push a lot? Do you want to go, like, you know, BKB just to survive? I like to go greedier. I like Kai and Sange a lot in these situations where, like, I'm having a good game. It's just a nice all-around item, or you can even consider something like E-Blade could be good this game, because it's, like, defensive against the Jug spin. And something like Yules would be good, too, because it dodges Kunkka stuff. And it dodges Huskar, his ult, and it dodges, like, Jug Omni Slash a little bit, so Yules would have been pretty solid. What I end up going for is a Veil, because we have a Sky and a Dawn. And it's just kind of a nice item overall. I've been experimenting a little bit recently with getting more Veils. I get Mana Boots, actually, and then I go for the Veil. So it's a little bit of a late Veil. But I thought, like, you know, especially with them having a Huskar and, like, a Jug, like, me and Sky should be able to kill them at all phases of the game if I have this Veil. Like, basically, it makes me and Sky, like, a kill threat all the time. That was the thought process. This Weaver somehow was a 15-minute Lincoln, which is pretty wild to me. Wasn't really sure what was going on there, but we ended up cleaning up the kill, just playing with the team in the bottom part of the map. This is, like, pretty natural and where your team should rotate to, and it's important here to, like, continue pressuring the tower. Like, this has been a little bit of a slow game. Like, neither team has, like, huge tower push. So with this catapult at 15, we finally take advantage and kill the tower. And here I'm just, like, basically sitting behind my Bloodseeker, ready to defend him for that exact situation. So get a nice kill on our RTZ there. Pretty easy. I don't know, they just weren't coordinated enough, I think. They just need more people, so. Yeah, and they try and defend this and like it totally fails. And like as the initiating offlaner with a blink, usually you're not the one like hitting the tower. I mean, if you're like a Mars, you can, but like a Sand King, you don't really want to hit the tower. So what I was doing, just waiting behind the tower, out of vision, ready to like initiate on anybody that goes on to my ally, is kind of what you want to be doing in that situation. And you can see it kind of worked out perfectly there. Just wait, channel the ultimate when they go in, and you know, hopefully you do more damage than they do.
You're a trusty mate.
At this point, I basically want to just like look for kills, but I need like supports to be with me, so that's why I TP top here. I'm like, okay, well, you know, I can't really do a whole lot alone. So, and my supports weren't coming to me, and there was an opportunity to go in the jug, so I just took the opportunity to TP. Like, do you normally want to TP to your own safe lane tier 2? Not really, right? But it was just reading a gank opportunity, and nothing else was happening on the map. But my cores were farming. Like, my Bloodseeker was farming. Granted, it's like dead now. I got overextended. My Dawn was farming. So we didn't like need to force anything like bottom. I could have just shoved out the lane. Well, my Bloodseeker was down here until he died. So I think it was a good connection by me to a side lane to help my teammates out. Especially given the Jug was out of position. If it had been like a Rubik up there, like I probably wouldn't have bothered because it's like not important and I'm probably not even needed. Here I'm trying to bait if anybody comes to this tower because I have my ultimate and Veil. So I'm like, if anybody comes here, like they just die, right? So it's kind of the same thing as bottom lane. Literally just trying to kill this guy. Literally anybody that shows, I would have gone them. Luckily I get the stun off before Jug spins. It's pretty hard to like spin or like BKB like a Sand King blink stunning you. It's like almost impossible. It's not quite as instant as like Lion, but the reaction time is like, as long as you don't have to move when you're within stun range, like you're pretty much fine. Here I'm baiting again. I decided to wait at the tower like after we got it because my Bloodseeker's like pushing and my Dawn. So I'm literally just waiting again, seeing if they like come contest. My Dawn TP'd out. I decided I didn't really want to go show up to that. I just wanted to kind of sit behind my Bloodseeker. And they do show up with another hero, and we do wipe the next hero that shows up. And it's just like what sitting out of vision does. Like if we go back and watch like the last like 2 minutes from their vision, like I haven't shown. Hold on, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back right to where. So this is what they see, right? So they saw me top. Let's see when they see me again. Look at the mini map right now. So they do see me top again here, clearing one wave. And they see me on their ward, on this ward. So they actually saw me a decent amount here. And they see me courier. So I don't know. They should have had a pretty good idea I was there. It's a weird replay bug. The Jug's even like circling. So they see Dawn now. They haven't seen me though. They haven't seen me since I showed on the ward. Just a while ago now, right? They don't know where I am. I could have TP'd out anywhere. And so yeah, like they haven't seen me anywhere on the map. So this Jug is honestly insane. I have no idea what he's doing. He's rank 7, so he's pretty good. And I have no idea why he thought he could like just walk up to the tower. Maybe he thought he could just spin. Like maybe he like legit thought I was there and then he could just spin and he just was slow. I'm not really sure what he was thinking, but you know, they didn't see me for the 30 seconds. And like to good players it's like a warning, right? But like you can see from their perspective that like they didn't. Okay, they see me now, right? For this next kill. They saw me and now they don't see me. And they see heroes getting gone on bottom. Hold on. Let's watch from RTZ's perspective because he's the one that's gonna die. What is he looking at? Like obviously he sees the Bloodseeker. It's a cool bug. Yeah, he just didn't see me again, and I guess just didn't think I was there. But I was just hanging out there the whole time. So this is what's like staying out of vision does for you, though, right? Like it wasn't anything super special. It didn't seem like, you know, like I did anything like crazy impressive. I just stayed out of vision. So if I like wasn't there, what they did would have been fine, right? And they just don't know, and they have to guess, and sometimes you guess wrong. And so I've got my shard now, just going for like the full magic damage, trying to get the most damage possible out of my combo and making sure I enable my team and stuff. And playing to like push out lanes at this point. Get a really nice TP away there from the Weaver. That's what having a Linken's does for you. 0 damage. And I got a nice dragon scale, so I'm pretty tanky. You see at this point I'm going for the halberd. I think Yule's maybe would have been better just because of the utility I talked about, but at this point, I thought, like, we were far enough ahead that, like, Yule's is to completely dodge all damage, right? Whereas Halberd says, like, I want to tank up a little bit and, like, absorb some of the damage and then still be able to, like, you know, disarm, right, the Huskar for the most part. Like, disarming Jug doesn't really work because he just, like, spins or Omni Slashes and it doesn't matter. But, so that's the idea. It's like you're far enough ahead. So Yule's would have been okay, but it just would have been, like, a little bit less aggressive, right? I tank up, I do a little bit more damage with, like, right clicks. I don't think it matters too much for Sand King. But I also get just, like, the health amp, the status resist. It's, like, pretty nice. And I think you can see in this fight how the Veil has some impact. Let's take a look. So I get my Veil off on, like, a lot of heroes. So this Kunk is affected by Veil. This guy's affected by Veil. The Jug dispelled it. And the Weaver looks like he time-lapsed it. But the Rubik... Where's the Rubik? Oh, he's also Sandstorm. That's funny. Well, he's also affected by Veil, and he's in my Sandstorm right now. So, pretty good value. I mean, the Kunkka just dies. Huskar got pretty low. So you can see, like, kind of the value of the Veil there. It did do a lot of damage, and we do end up cleaning them up. My team does. Was it the best item? Like, I don't know. But I think it like, had some impact, right? It wasn't, like, terrible. But you can see they're, like, trying, right? Even though this Kunk is kind of trolling with his items, and it has... Oh, he didn't take Tidebringer Wow. That's something. Baiting the rune a little bit. Kind of just looking for the next play at this point. Nobody on my team was, like, calling shots or, like, setting up plays, so when that's the case, I kind of just hang around and, like, look for the play wherever it seems like it might happen, which is just, like, against, or, like, around my own, like, allied heroes, like, looking for kind of pick-offs. Kind of what I'm going for. You know, if one of my other cores wants to, like, get an item timing and then, like, get a kill, cool. Maybe they make that play, or they make that call to, like, go do that, like, I will absolutely participate. So here they, like, call Roche, so I, like, go Roche. Easy Roshan. My team's cleaning up the lanes. You can see the Dawnbreaker went top, the Bloodseeker went bottom. Very good lane distribution happening because this is a high MMR game. I probably should have sat mid here. It's kind of weird that, like, I'm not sitting mid. Of course, my... Where did my Dawn go? So my Dawn ulted bottom. Oh, they killed the Huskar with the Dawn ulti. So now I've got my other two cores bottom, and then I'm, like, taking the jungle. I should have just been sitting mid and deep pushing it, I think. Instead of just, like, jungling, which, like, doesn't make any sense. So you can see I'm, like, just kind of being a noob here and not, like, progressing the game. Like, I'm a Sand King with, like, Blink in my ult, right? I should be, like, running at them if my team's doing that. So that's definitely a mistake on my part. Just a little complacent. Luckily, they didn't, like, take advantage of it, the other team, but that kind of shit will get you killed. And then here, I think I choose a really bad initiation. Let's look at this. So we are all set up around this tower. Our lanes are not particularly good. We do see that their Weaver's not here. And they are hitting the tower. This Kunk is, like, dying for free. And here Jug has the Lincolns. If Jug didn't have that Lincolns and I double stun the Jug and the Huskar, maybe it would have been good. But them in a defensive position with us initiating and not, like, instantly bursting somebody is not particularly good, because this puts me in, like, harm's way. I don't have a way to get out because I don't have a Ghouls or a Force Staff. And, like, my Bloodseeker doesn't come in and instantly kill anyone. And my Sky wasn't here, which I don't think I was aware of at the time. What has my Sky been doing? Oh, he, like, walked at this Weaver, I guess. Yeah, so my Sky wasn't here. This was a very bad initiate by me. I think I just didn't read that the Sky wasn't here. Maybe if the Sky's there, we, like, get Huskar, like, super low or something. It works. But even then, I think the Lincolns on Jug came at a good time. And, they kind of completely turned this fight. So this is what I mean, right? They did not, like, take this game, like, completely, like, standing, or, like, sitting down. They were trying, and this game felt hard, even though the final kill score ended up being, like, very much so in our favor. they like completely clean us up. It's kind of wild. They do die on RTZ, so like overall for them though, that was a net positive. Like before that play started, we were at 14k, and now they're up. Now we're only up 11k. So that was like 3k swing towards them, and mostly predicated by me having a bad initiation. I think. I don't know if our team should have been posturing quite as aggressively as they were, given that Sky wasn't there. But maybe that was fine what they were doing, and I just needed to like chill. I'm not really sure. Lost fight, but we're still ahead. We just need to control the lanes and look for the next setup play. We're probably just gonna be ganking again. Like we've got a very like kind of kill gank heavy lineup until Roche is up. I don't have a TP, so I can't show up to this. But somehow my position 4 is soloing their mid. It's pretty cool. And not running away from this Weaver, because, you know, I know he can't do anything to me. It's important to, like, recognize which heroes can, like, do things to you and which heroes, like, can't. So here we're doing the same thing as before, right? Just sit outside of vision and be ready to counter-initiate if they, like, go on the person hitting the tower. That's kind of... And maybe that's what needed to happen back to this tier 2 fight. Like, I initiated on them when they hadn't committed anything yet. And maybe I should have waited for them to go on our, like, Aegis Bloodseeker before I, like, decided to go in. Because they had all their spells to be able to, like, use on me to kill me, so... Yeah, our Sky, like, just completely popped off. He's got a Hex Atos in 30 minutes. So he's just, like, soloing everybody. It's pretty cool. So you can see I got carried by my Sky. I think he ends up going, like, 27-3 or something. Like, a bunch of assists. So now I am going BKB. Thought this was good just because they do have like boat and whatnot. However, I think it's also good against like Huskar Aghanims. But you could argue for Yule's still. It's also another Linken's break. Granted, I already have one, so like you don't need like multiple Linken's breaks. But you could argue it would be a good choice. I don't know if anything else would be reasonable. Force Staff's not particularly good against their team. Go like a Shiva's, but I felt like I needed some sort of more defensive item. Either a Yule's or BKB would be the option. Like Shiva's is defensive, but it's not going to save me from like a Huskar like going on me, or a Kunkka getting his combo off on me, and like or Jug going on me. Like none of those will like save me from that. So BKB for the most part helps. Cutting this wave here is really important. Like they're already pushing up here, but it prevents it from further pushing. It just delays the additional push by a lot. Here my team is like pushing high ground. I don't know what I'm doing. I definitely should be connecting with my team here. Like clearing the one wave is okay. I think we were just so far ahead that I was like kind of chilling, but I think what I'm doing right now is kind of ridiculously bad. They had 2 heroes dead and I was just like chilling top, right? Because like they're not pushing yet, and this wave is like right here. So if I like clear this wave like right now, if I like immediately walk back mid here, I think that would be correct. They have 2 heroes dead. I wasn't sure how heavy we wanted to commit though, with like we were pushing top, so I think that's what caused me to like not be more direct about this, but the rest of my team kind of seemed to be on the same page of like just going for it. And so you can see again, this is like the second time this game, I'm like kind of just doing nothing. Granted, split pushing a wave is a little bit better than jungling like it was before. I'm just doing nothing when my team's like going to look. This is just me like not being like confident enough in what I was doing, I think. Or not being confident, but like for me in my average games, it seems like when I'm not sure something's gonna happen, I tend to like chill and like default to like not doing something. And I feel like my teammates do more as well. So like what I was doing of cutting the wave again, does like in mind games, like typically this kind of like looks more okay because my team's not like forcing it because, you know, maybe we're wishy-washy or something. I think part of that could be corrected by better communication from my teammates, but I probably just need to be more aware if I like just want to improve myself. You can't like expect your teammates are always going to be like telling you everything. And for the Weaver, doesn't really matter. Just want to cut the wave here. That's like kind of the important thing. And cut the next wave too, because why not? Keeping this wave cut just prevents Weaver's like shenanigans up here. Like he can go cut the wave as well, but then the overall net benefit is nothing's happening. Here we get a really nice jump on the Jug. They just like completely overextended with just the Jug. They only had 2 heroes here. So maybe they were just like tilted at this point. I don't know. Or maybe they thought they could get away with it. I'm not really sure. I think I will wrap up the game here though. it is pretty much over at this point. It does go on, what is it, 36? It goes on like 6 more minutes. I think we like get Aegis one more time and like end the game. Nothing spectacular happens, so I definitely did not play perfectly that game. Hopefully you guys learned a decent amount about my thought processes. I went the Bro Strike stun just to kind of enable my team. I didn't feel like I needed to like be more damaged, right? We have a Sky and a Dawn and a Bloodseeker. I felt like we did enough damage. I didn't need to like, and my Sandstorm is not, it's not like obliterating anyone on their team, right? Huskar doesn't really care. Weaver runs out of it. Jug like spins. He doesn't care. None of them, and Kunkka typically is like a tanky hero. He doesn't care about like getting tickled by Sandstorm. So I thought the stun was a lot better. Stun duration. Sandstorm radius is just always nice. I don't think Caustic Finale damage is ever worth it. That talent's just trash. Took the Bro Strike cooldown just for more utility. I don't think Epicenter radius is really good unless you're like against like a Meepo or Illusions or something. And yeah, that was the game. Felt pretty simple. Mana boots never really changed the mount. Just kept them for the casual mana regen. It's good for all my team wants mana. Like this guy had mana boots and upgraded them, but Sky wants mana, Dawn wants mana, Bloodseeker wants mana. So it's just a good mana boots game. And my hero wants mana, of course. Talked about the Halberd. Talked about the BKB. And yeah, overall a good game. I didn't know this was RTZ when I was playing him, but I learned after the fact that this was one of his Smurfs, which is now, you know, his quote-unquote Smurf is now rank 19. So, you know, all of RTZ Smurfs eventually just become top 20 rank accounts. It's pretty cool. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like my channel, please give it a subscription. If you like the video, give it a like. If you have any questions, I do read the comments, so, you know, let me know. And if you want to be coached by me, check the link in the description to my Discord. There's all the information for how to sign up there, and I'll see you in the next video.